Even a guy like Shroud is now responding to what is becoming very well known amidst players as well as pros out there as the censor treatment. In case you guys are not aware, if you're from the Call of Duty scene, you probably know what the censor treatment is, as Shroud does reply to a post by T1 Sony. If you guys don't know who Sony is, I would say known for a variety of games out there on stream, as well as World of Warcraft, very well known for his fitness in the gaming esports scene. Also the ex-boyfriend of 100 Thieves Valkyrie as well. I don't know if that's really relevant. I just wanted to sprinkle that in there for some fun facts. I'm sorry if I offended you, Sony, in any way. A great gentleman who actually took to Twitter over the past few days. I am a bit late on this one, but saw it as an opportunity to share with all of you guys exactly what the censor treatment is. As Sony said, a thought recently, I feel like I'm going to get the censor treatment in the Valorant scene if I apply myself further to going pro. Because I don't have decades of CSGO or TAC FPS experience, the scene is being gatekept by people coming from another title. I have 1 month of Valorant TAC FPS experience, and I'm already fragging alongside the bigger names and sweats in the scene. Feels weird vibes, man. As Censor himself also took the time to respond and says, I can tell you from experience that people will always try to tell you what you can and can't or should not do. Look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Make a decision, follow your gut, and conquer. And in case you guys do not know, Censor, I would say, has been a pro player in search of reaching the top tier scene again for several years now. I think that'd be a fair statement. We have talked a lot about him on this channel, and especially given this recent Call of Duty League franchise inaugural or first season, it was actually Censor who found his way for a sub spot on the New York Subliners, continued his grind. They continue to see a struggle of actually being picked up for 10-mans or their scrim system over there in Call of Duty. Eventually, over the past couple of weeks, he kind of gave up and said, I'm finally quitting the New York Subliners. I'm going back down to the Challenger system, which is kind of like their amateur or build-up scene as well, eventually leading to the top scene. And now he's going back there to try and earn himself a top spot again in the future. He has become known as, whatever the censor treatment is, as receiving backlash for not being good enough to be at the top level of a scene, just because, you know, maybe your experience does not showcase that, or your time on a top team does not showcase that as well. I kind of struggle myself to put the censor treatment into very good words, but all of this actually evoked further responses from people like Shroud and Mendo, very well experienced players, also realizing this is not a unique thing. There are several censor treatments across many esports scenes, and just about anyone can undergo the censor treatment. As Shroud said, turn 1 month into more. About the best answer I can give. These games are a grind, and it usually takes the experienced players who come out on top. I'd maybe say do what everyone else does. Start or join a team in your skill division and climb the ladder till you hit the top. The amount we all team hop to get to where we are was absolutely nuts when you look back on it. You can do it, I believe. And even Liquid Mendo, he added his 2 cents as well. When your month of TAC FPS experience is 6, imagine how much better you'll be. It's all about that grind, getting better, and playing with players that you can improve with. Starting or joining a team of people that want to grind and learning together is definitely the best way. The learning curve in TAC FPS games are always so unbelievably satisfying. You learn something, put it into play, and get rewarded. It's so nice. You got this. And that is exactly what we're seeing Censor do from the Call of Duty scene as he hops down from his main Call of Duty League roster as a sub player to the Challenger system to join a new team to try and build his way back up. And of course, for future Call of Duty titles, as they change year in and year out, you need some sort of level of play time, whether it be in Challengers or the Call of Duty League, to prove yourself as a player for future titles and future years with organizations over there. So it's very cool to see other figures out there reply to the censor treatment as we talk about Sony and Mendo and Shroud and Censor himself all replying. It actually gives some great advice for all of you other rising pros out there. If you want to play or go pro in a different game, or even a game that you've been trying to go pro in for quite some time, you eventually have to change things up. You have to, as they said, grind, maybe join or start a team of your own to actually prove your skill. And as you grind and slowly grow together, you might have to go to separate teams. You might have to form a new roster like Censor is also undergoing right now to further prove yourself. The pro grind, whenever it comes to any game out there, whether it be Valorant or Call of Duty or any esport, it's going to be strenuous, and you guys got to know that. And it's great to see other figures out there talking about this. I wish Sony the best of luck, always wishing Censor the best of luck. It's very cool to see other pro players like Mendo add his 2 cents, and even retired pro players like Shroud also add in and give advice to rising pros who are still trying to achieve greatness in esports. So what do you guys think about the censor treatment? Have you undergone it? You know, what can you do to break it? Can Censor eventually break it? I sure hope so. Until next time, I hope you guys all enjoy though. All right? Drink your water, drink your coffee. See you guys back here next time. Hey?